Shalom, Shalom Israel. This is Yeshaya back at it with another Car Chronicle. In this Car Chronicle, I want to discuss with y'all something that's very important, which is, this is not a fucking competition. And why do I say that? Because part of the reason why I hardly watch any Israelites on YouTube is because anytime that I watch, I'd say a good 90-something% of the time, there's a couple camps I do watch. But for the rest of the 90-something% of camps, they're unbearable. Because all it is competition. You know, we used to go out in the streets and compete with the people in the streets, which even that's off. You know, because we're, instead of going out there to teach to get people to repent, what we out there doing is just to make people look stupid. Which I'm not against the act of telling people that they're wrong and proving them wrong. I don't mind that. I don't have no problem with that. We're supposed to. But it seems like it's more about that than it is about calling people to bidding people to the wedding. Bidding people to the marriage. We're more like, we're just trying to outsmart people and make it a fucking competition. You got groups out there that have a fucking disclaimer before they start. Hey, the people in this video are trained professionals. And if you're not under the order of this one particular person, then you're not ordained by God. Or you got brothers coming out with breakdowns and things and shitting on everybody else who didn't come up with it. If you're not with us, then you're not with the Lord. Like, nah, bro. Like, this is not a competition. See, Israel's downfall is the fact that they look at others and have negative stuff to say about other camps. Just let the other camps teach, man. Just let them teach. I've learned a lesson. I've grown up in this faith. Just to give an example, right? ISUPK was in our camp spot not too long ago, about maybe a couple years ago, right? Now, we could have pulled rank and said, hold up, this has been our spot for years. And, to be honest with you, that's off as hell for them to do that. But, in the scriptures, talk about building not on another man's foundation. But brothers do that shit all the time. The foundation isn't necessarily talking about a camp spot. Like, we make it a camp spot. What about when you got a brother that's new to IUIC? You think he run into me and I'm not gonna tell him, hey, this is what the scriptures say, blah blah blah. And I'm not gonna go into Nate Satan and I'm not gonna knock the his elder. Like, we could, we're not in competition. We just want to make sure that brothers are educated properly in the scriptures. That's the main thing. I don't care. Listen, if you want to be what if you're a genuine brother, and if you're a part of the elect, no matter what I tell you or don't tell you, you're gonna be where you're supposed to be at. Man's goings are of the Lord, right? We've been teaching that for decades, and we don't seem to believe it. Because we feel the need to say, oh, well, Nate does this, or Nate, Slack. I stay tired, man. I don't fucking get no rest. But yeah, man, we're too caught up in a like this is Smack DVD or this is a battle rap. We're not here to battle against other camps and shit. We're here to do the work of the Lord, and that's it, man. We overcomplicate ourselves, man. We overcomplicate ourselves. This thing is not as complicated as we make it seem. We're the ones that make it so tough, so difficult on each other. And I get it, we all should speak the same thing, but you got brothers that genuinely do not believe in certain things. 90% of the gospel we can agree on. Esau's the devil. The nations are going to be enslaved. Modern day Babylon is going to be destroyed with nukes. Most camps that I think I would say about 90-something% of camps that I see agree on all those points. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are the true Israelites. Like, we can agree to that. You are what your father is. Jesus Christ was a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. We're supposed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. 90% of camps that I see out in the streets teach these things. We differ in things that are still important, but they're not, they're not so, how do you say, they're not so critical that just because a brother believes in it, like the fucking, what's that cult? The Manson cult, right? The Manson cult believed that Charles Manson was Satan and Jesus in the same person. Now, if a brother believes some shit like that, then yeah, I could definitely understand, pulling scriptures about two walk together lest they be agreed and all that. But I can't have a friend in the lines of Israel because they don't believe the Sabbath is based on the new moon. Or they don't really understand, or they don't really deal with the Israelite foreigners. And actually, if you speak to them, any Israelite camp, if you explain it to them, they should be able to understand the Israelite foreigners. I've talked to brothers from AOC and Sakari, AOC, and Lions of Israel, and they're with me 100% on the understanding of the Israelite foreigners. They're not necessarily willing to bring one in the camp. But they understand the concept. But because they're Friday, sundown, Saturday, sundown, Sabbath, no, those guys are evil. Because they teach with their head covered, which I don't agree with that, but, that's not going to be the thing, because none of them, if you ask any of them, none of them actually believe that they're dishonoring the Lord. I'm not going to explain for them why. Let them explain their own ways and actions, but that's not going to make them any less friends to me. And like I said, it's not that they're blatantly, like, they know that it dishonors the Lord and they're doing it. They actually have a reason why they believe that that's the right way to do it. Again, I don't agree with that, but, as far as the character, they're men of very high character, very, respectable brothers. So I'm not going to fucking sit here and be like, man, fuck AOC, fuck. And what's funny is, I don't see a lot of motherfuckers saying fuck AOC. I see a lot of brothers talking shit about Daniela for teaching with his head covered, but nobody wants to talk about AOC because y'all know they'll be up in your fucking face and whoop your ass. You talk shit about them in a video on Monday, they'll be at your fucking campsite on Saturday, ready to scrap. And that's how I know a lot of you dudes that like to call names, you're very selective about the names you call. You're very selective. You know damn well you ain't gonna talk shit to those brothers. You brothers pick and choose who the fuck names you call out. And that's why I don't respect a lot of you. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Want to talk all types of shit, about Daniela and them, or Zabak, about everything they do that you don't agree with. But when AOC does something, oh, well, you know, those brothers, you know, nah, nigga. You can't sit here and what's good for the goose is, I thought we was about truth, nigga. And what's funny is nobody even talks about it. Nobody even talks about, you know, at least say it respectfully. Say, hey, you know, nah, because y'all know damn well y'all want to keep up all that tough talk shit. That's why I say, man, let's stop being competitive, because this truth is not about a competition. I'm not competing with nobody for salvation. This is not a competition. I'm not gonna sit here and I hate people that drive like that, man. Fucking assholes. But anyway, yeah, man, this ain't no competition to see who can heap more brothers under themselves. You know, the minute that you think that that's what it's about, you lost it. You lost already. So we got to stop thinking that because we have a special, you know, because you get something, you understand something other brothers may not, that somehow makes you superior to them. Instead of doing that, why don't you try harder at explaining it to brothers so that they understand? Instead of being, you know, arrogant and thinking that you above everybody and shit. Because that's what's wrong with us now as a nation, man. Part of what's wrong with us. You know, this competitive spirit. Me against you. Oh, I got all the knowledge, information, breakdowns, history. I got all this. So I'm somehow better than you. You know, the Lord looking at you. I'm sorry, I can't speak for the Lord, but I mean, listen, I read the scriptures, and the way the Spirit has me understand the scriptures, the Lord doesn't like shit like that. The Lord looks at that with disgust. All that competition. Oh, whoever's not under this camp is not ordained by God. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You know, we didn't learn our lesson from fucking Comfy. You know, other camps used to be, you know what's funny? I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Other camps used to be brotherly until YouTube. I remember, man, you ran into brothers from any camp. I never heard no fucking slander between camps until YouTube. 2006, that bullshit started. 2006, you know, you have the fucking the fight of the, you know, some niggas in St. Louis, IUIC versus fucking UPK. Like, who gives a fuck, man? YouTube is what part of what makes us all competitive, man. This isn't a competition, man. This is about getting right with the Lord and helping our people get right with the Lord. And if you have information, just because you got the information don't make you better than the next man. Just pass it down and just be a good servant of the Lord and shut the fuck up about it. Don't try to make yourself out to be a bigger man. Oh, I'm better than everybody because I know this and y'all don't. No. It's not a competition, man. It's not about outsmarting the next man. It's about outsmarting Satan. You know? You got a lot of brothers out there that don't have the right truth, but they're genuine, sincere brothers that'll give their life for the Lord. Would give their life for you. I know many men in AOC, man, personally, and I'm not just talking about them. AOC, Lions of Israel, all of them. You know, some of the best brothers I know in other camps believe in slightly different, you know, breakdowns. You know, and I hope they come over to the, you know, to to the full understanding of the truth, but for now, I still admire the brothers that they are. Brothers are still genuine brothers. They just may not have it all. Maybe I'm lacking something. Nobody's perfect. But Comfy and them made the false claim that God is only there with them. That's it. So why don't we learn from that shit instead of perpetuating it? But I sit on that, man. Just remember, man, when the disciples came to Yahushua and was like, there's people out here teaching in your name and we don't know who the fuck they are. Yahushua said, don't fuck with them. Don't bother them. But with that, I'm going to say shalom.